So guys, this is the next thing that we're trying our hands on. So here we have butter, regular. We have some rolled oats. One second. So these are rolled oats. Okay. Then we have the regular brown sugar. We have some milk. And we have, I wouldn't say stale, but a banana which is like old, which has been there at home for quite some time. So these are the ingredients we're going to be trying our hands on. And meanwhile, you guys can just figure out what am I exactly trying to replicate for Ramzan. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's just dive in quickly. So guys, we have the oats over here, we have banana, and we need to grind it to a paste. Also, you are not going to add milk because the milk is cold, so you don't need to add milk while you're grinding it, otherwise the milk will turn, it might just curdle. So with milk we cannot really take too much of a risk, so we're just going to be grinding the oats and the banana together. And if you want, you can add sugar also into this, but not really required. If you want, you can add sugar, otherwise, because I like the sugar being crunchy, being like, you know, crunchy in my mouth. I like the sugar crunches, so I'm not really going to grind it. If you want, if you don't like the crunch of it, you can just grind it along with this. So I'll just show you. I might just add a bit of it, not more than that, and I'll just grind it all together. Let me just grind it, I'll get back to you. So this is the consistency, guys. If you can see, this is the texture that we want, and this liquid is milk that I've added to it. Yeah, perfect. So now, okay. It's love. We'll be adding a bit of vanilla essence. Not too much. So that's it. You have to be careful that vanilla essence is extremely strong and depends on what quality have you bought. So with extremely strong, just be a little careful. The sugar is not really required because the bananas were really ripe and sweet, but just for the crunch I'm adding a bit of sugar. Okay, and you just whisk it properly. Yeah. Whisk it the way you want. It just needs to be an act of not a strenuous exercise, but complete pleasure. So whenever you're whisking, you're baking, or you know, you're trying to blend in things, amalgamate things, make sure it's not a strenuous exercise and it's kind of pleasure that busts your stress, your tiredness, your anxiety. You whisk it all in and it's away from you. So if you can see, we don't want a very smooth texture. Depends on how you like it. I like it granular, so I'll not really go ahead with a very smooth texture. It needs to be thick, but in a way that, can you see, it's like a cake batter, and we need exactly that. We need a kind of a cake resembling batter. So this is done, and if you smell this, it smells of vanilla and bananas, and it's love. You don't need any lumps like this. I guess that's banana. So anyway, so this is done, guys. Now we have our pan here. We are gonna be lighting up the pan. Okay, I'm sorry. Actually, not sorry. Unapologetic for the way I am. And okay, turn on the heat. Doesn't need to be too high. Kind of medium. And here we add a little bit of butter. Okay, 1 second. Not too much, not too less. What the hell, man? Need to glaze the pan like we do, and extra butter goes in here. So now we have this, and the batter needs to go onto the pan. For that you need a proper, I would say, ladle, which I don't have. I don't know if this works. Okay, let me just try it. So this is how we pick up. And it shouldn't be falling off. We don't need too much of the batter. This is a trial cake. Okay, anyway, the longer you hold, the more it will fall. Yes, and that's how small you want it. Okay. Now the spatula, and make sure you don't use a spatula which is not compatible with non-stick. The flame still remains on low, and you can see the sides have started picking up. Once this is done, you want to play around a bit to check how cooked it is. It is kind of okay. Will I be able to do it? Oh, we can't afford to spoil the shape as it is. Come on. Ah! Okay, accomplished. Okay, now comes the most important part, guys, and I dropped the butter, if you can see. 1 second. Shit, man. Most important part. If you can see the glaze around this is my favorite part of any meal, any glazing that I do. I love this. Oh my god. It smells perfect, guys. Perfect. You can just put on some sugar. You can just, throw it in roughly just to give that chunk, extra chunk. It's gonna be amazing. Like it's so beautiful, so beautiful. Can you hear the sound? So it's like releasing all of its trapped air. Like a puppy cry. Also, if you want to give it a twist, you can add a bit of semolina flour. Semolina flour will, kind of add a little more crunch to it if you don't want to go for too much of sugar, apart from banana. Let me see how it has turned out on the other side. Now this is again a challenge. Okay, just be careful so that the butter doesn't pop up to you. Yes. And okay. Perfect. This has turned out perfect. You just need to cook a bit on the other side. Keep the flame absolutely low so that it doesn't burn. And guys, just see. This is bliss. Pure bliss. Okay, I need to get something to serve it in.